Yo, what's up, fam? It's your boy Tony, back again with another session of The Young Shepherd. Don't know what that was. Anyways, what's up, guys? Hopefully you guys are doing good. Thank you guys for tuning into the channel. It's your boy Tony. If you guys have not subscribed to the channel, please be sure to subscribe. And again, if you like the content to this video, I would love the support if you click that like button, and also make sure you click the little bell for the notifications for the latest content. I'm gonna try to get out there with some new content out there for you guys. But anyways, with that in mind and with that being said, let's go ahead and get right into it. Today's session, guys, is actually gonna be a little different. I'm taking a little detour, or I'm taking a different route from the normal counseling, sort of encouragement, sort of like I guess topics with regards to all sorts of life matters, and I kind of want to take a different approach and seeing what you guys think about this content. Today I want to talk about why I do not believe in atheism and why I believe that that particular worldview is very self-destructive and kind of falls and crumbles on its own. Again, I'm not going to go into a whole bunch because I can literally go into a lot of details with regards to atheism and its, beliefs and its premises and its arguments on why it is that they believe what they believe. I'm going to give you guys 3 simple reasons and 3 simple points on why atheism is very self-destructive. And so with that, hopefully you would come to understand and see that as Christians, we should not be threatened or even discouraged or even feel uncomfortable when people ask us questions regarding to life or just regarding to our faith. Again, Peter mentions that always be ready to give a reason or a defense for the faith and the hope in which you have been called for. Always be ready, guys. And that means obviously having to answer questions or having to go against and being in opposition to other individuals who believe that Christianity is not true. But again, I want to talk to you guys about, in this case, why atheism isn't true and why I believe it is self-destructive. I'm going to give you guys 3 reasons, very short. Again, if you guys like this content, make sure that you guys like this type of questions, these type of topics, make sure that you guys go out there and like it, and not only like it, but comment it on and see if you guys would like a more in-depth video on why atheism is self-destructing. And yeah, and if so, we can continue talking about other types of topics along the same lines and kind of give you guys on why I believe that Christianity is a true religion and why it's based on very concrete premises and reasons obviously found in the Word of God. But with that, let's get into it. Atheism, guys. Well, first and foremost, what is atheism, right? Atheism is simply just the worldview or the belief that there is no deity or there is no God that basically exists. It is basically a disbelief of God or any sort of supernatural deity that came or caused things to be or created the universe in this case, in this example. So yeah, it's basically a disbelief of God or any form of supernatural deity, atheism. And so the first 3 reasons on why I believe that atheism is kind of just self-destructive is first and foremost that it believes that basically the universe came into existence out of nothing. So basically with regards to the origins of the universe and the origins of life itself, we are basically a byproduct of random chance and basically just an accumulation of a bunch of molecules and matter just smushed up all together by this cosmic explosion that occurred out of nowhere and out of nothing. And basically believes that out of nothing came something. So we have all our universe and all its matter and all its energy and all its creatures and life forms and all sorts of things, and all came to be out of nothing. Basically, all our universe and all that we know, even space itself, which is something, came into existence out of nothing. So yeah, that's the first reason on why I don't believe that. That's very irrational and very unreasonable with regards to it. And especially we don't see that around, we don't see that today. We don't see things just popping out of nowhere into existence. And so that's my first reason on why I don't believe in atheism, that I do not believe that things basically come to existence out of nothing because, well, that's not scientific, right? Second reason on why I don't believe atheism is true and why I think it's self-destructing is because of its perception, or not perception more than anything, but because of its theorizing in the sense of how human life form came to be. Basically, they believe that after this out of nowhere explosion that just happened out of nothing, then after billions of years of the universe expanding and all sorts of matter coming together, and after billions of years, finally this voided earth that was inhabitable then became habitable, and then out of nowhere this single cell organism, this whatever it is, whether it be bacteria or whatever, came out to have life. And then after that, after another billions of years, then guess what? It turned into, I would say, another creature, but I don't know what that other creature was, or what that other creature is, or whether that cell, just like we know today that cells then become, that cell then just became more than anything probably tissue, and then tissue an organ a creature, and then after that, that creature then created another creature, became another creature later on, and then that creature became another creature and another creature, until finally we got here where we are today, me, this human being. So I basically came from a single cell organism that in one time, billions and billions of years ago existed, and now it made me this very complex and intricate creature that you know as the young shepherd. And that to me is very far-fetched. And people laugh because they say we need faith, and because we have faith, right? Because we believe in God's promises. But obviously our faith is not blind faith, or is not irrational faith, or is not unreasonable faith. It's real faith that is based upon the promises and the truths of God, while atheism also possesses a faith that is based upon the conception or the assumption that we have existed for billions of years and that our ancestors at some point in time were fish. Yeah, that requires faith. That requires faith. Why? Because obviously nobody can prove for that. Nobody can account for that. And the scientific method in itself, which is the form of the tool that is used to basically authenticate any form of claim, by scientific means, cannot do that either. And obviously we ask ourselves, well, why don't we have fish becoming pigs? Or why do we have pigs becoming dogs? Because they said that it was billions of years, and so it takes billions of years in order for that to happen. So and their major argument for that is just basically that it's billions of years. You take away the billions and billions of years argument and premise, and well, you're left with nothing. Nothing to kind of testify for the claims in which are being made in this case, that we are a byproduct of some form of organism that evolved over billions of years. So yeah, that's the second reason why I do not believe in atheism. And third and last reason is because to hold on to the worldview of atheism is to also hold on to the idea that basically life in itself is absurd and meaningless, that we are just stardust, that we are just basically reproductive machines that continue to reproduce, and hopefully that our genes pass on to the next generation, and basically we die off, and it's just a matter of reproducing, and that we are just nothing but mechanical reproduction, a machine of reproduction, and that our genes are basically fighting to continue to exist into whatever life has for us next. And so life in itself is meaningless. It's absurd. It doesn't have any true objective absolute purpose in itself, and we just are here trying to create our own subjective meaning, and in the end actually it being meaningless. And I don't think that's true. Why? Because if an atheist was to really grab a hold of their worldview and to live as if their life was really meaningless, I'm sure they would not be atheists. And more than anything, I'm sure you're atheist, whoever is an atheist, nothing against you guys. I love you guys, nothing like that. Like I said, I used to, kind of grab a hold into that worldview before I came to really understand the belief and the idea behind atheism. And that is that, no one can wake up in the morning and say my life is meaningless. That is just impossible. And for those who continue to hold on to atheism, would then embrace what is known as the noble lie, meaning that, yeah, I know that my life in the end is meaningless and it's absurd, but I'm going to live as if it has meaning. And in reality, just living in a delusion of themselves and acting as if their life had meaning, but in reality they themselves knew objectively, so to say, quote unquote, objectively, that life in itself is meaningless. I don't believe that, right? I do believe that God created us. God created us distinct from every other creature, every other living creature that has roamed the earth and that continues to roam the earth. Every creature was made, again, according to God, but not only that, but we ourselves were made separate from those creatures. We are God's crown of creation upon this earth, and He made us in His imago Dei. He made us in His image with a purpose and with a plan and a will to carry out His will on this earth as it is being carried in heaven. God created us with an intentional purpose and design to do something, and that is why every single day we strive for a purpose, we strive for meaning, we fight for it. And guess what? Because we were made for it, right? And obviously, after Adam and Eve sinned and fell, obviously we strayed away from that original intended purpose that God had for us. But in God's sovereignty, guess what? Through Christ Jesus, He has reconciled Himself, everything back to Himself, the world and everything else, back to Himself, to the intended purpose in which He had made it for. You see, so even in our own rebellion, in our own falsehood to want to create our own purpose outside of the designer's purpose, God Himself knew and reconciled us back into living into that purpose. That is to glorify Him, to reflect Him, to know Him, and to show Him onto all the earth, and to basically be a reflection of God Himself here on this earth. So yeah, again, guys, those are the 3 reasons why I believe that atheism is false and, again, self-destructive, and the reason why I don't believe in it, And so yeah, it's 1, because of the fact that I don't believe that something can come into existence out of nothing. 2, I don't believe on that type of macro evolution, I think it's what it's called, which is basically creatures evolving to other creatures. We have not seen that in our lifespan, in our history, right? That is just what is assumed from billions of years ago. It's just an assumption. There's no factual claims or evidence that has been observed through the scientific method that can hold on or make that claim a fact. And then last and thirdly, because we cannot live without meaning or without purpose. So guys, again, if you like these type of videos and you like this content, please make sure that you comment below. Let me know what's up, and if you do, I'll be more than willing to go ahead and release more content as such. We can't even get into the details of atheism if you guys like, but again, this was just a little brief summary on 3 reasons why I believe atheism is false. Again, guys, hopefully you liked the video. Be sure that you hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Until next time, guys, peace.